Aloha! In fact, it is Aloha Friday.
And what do we do? What do we do on Aloha Friday?
We clink our little cocktail glasses together because this is the first time that Lance and I have been doing this. Right?
Yep.
There you go, clink, clink. Yep. But let me say, let me introduce you, okay? This is Julie Ziemelis, real broker, and Lance Owens, LUVA Real Estate. Before we get into the cute little cocktail glasses in Hawaii, but the reason why we're clinking each other is because both of us have listings to talk to you guys about before we launch into the West Hawaii market update. So tell them a little bit about right now about what you have on the market, Lance.
All right, just two quick speed dating type deals.
Speed dating.
So we've got a listing for $775, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and it's about 1,800 square feet. And then I've got another one, 1,800 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And that one is within a mile of all three elementary, junior high, and high school. Or they call it middle school now, right?
California?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so those two are in there. And then I got a condo 28 steps from the sand. At Casa de Mexico, B137, priced at $649, you guys.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great
speaking
price.
of condos near the ocean for $649, I got a condo for sale as well. Eric and I are listing a condo for $635 with an epic ocean view at elevation at Kona Eastwind. And if you guys want to learn more about these listings, if you are on the YouTube channel, we'll drop them below in the description. And people over here on Facebook land, you guys can buy them right now. Yes, you can. Work with us. We're amazing realtors that want to be on your side as both the buyer and the seller. I'm kidding. Bring your people in. But what we're also going to talk a little bit about is for the people in our group over in the 365 Hawaii's I'm Moving to Hawaii and Buying a House group. We have an opinion about what's been going on over there recently. We have people who have joined the group and they have signed. Basically, we asked them if you're working with a realtor.
This isn't the right group for you.
Right. Well, it's also because if you're working with a realtor, this is the reason we created this group is because we have a team of realtors that participate in the group that earn your business by providing insights and intelligence and information like this. And
we're spending a lot of volunteer time here doing this. It's like we don't have any commercials on here. We don't get paid by anybody to do this. So it's just to get you guys. We educate our clients and we're giving you opinions, and it's just not ethical to use our information and have another realtor represent you in a purchase. So.
Right. And so what we've created that group for, obviously, I'm not going to say it's a shameful experience, but it's marketing for real estate, yes, for our team.
Yeah.
But we kill it with information that we provided with there. In fact, we have realtors that put in these listings, they're right before they go on the market so that you kind of get the first shot at it. And also, we put in what's happening with the issues around home buying on the whole island. So you get a political and advocacy experience over there as well. And that doesn't come without effort from sitting in on these meetings to give you guys some insight. So if you are in the group, please remember that. And also, if you are on YouTube and you want to join the group, what we ask is if you come into the group to get all our good stuff, don't come with a realtor you're already working with. And if you need that information from the realtor you're working with, ask them, because they should be giving you statistics and everything else. But I think we kill it 100% over what most agents are offering in West Hawaii with the insights and the depth of intelligence that we bring over to the group.
I think 100% agree with you.
Okay, there we go. So we had to get that through first.
Commercial's over.
Okay.
All right, let's jump.
So,
what are we doing?
So we're talking about statistics and what's happening with West Hawaii real estate.
Okay. So I usually have my glasses switched out by the time I jump in.
He had special little drinky glasses.
And we kind of spilled them a little bit on here, so I got to hold on one second. I was getting dry mouth there. So we're looking residential homes. Number of homes sold up 24%.
Wow.
From this March to last March.
Yep. I do see inventory coming on the market.
Okay, you want to talk about inventory? You always throw me off. I have my schedule. So we're going to talk about inventory. So right now I was surprised because for several months now, I remember about 8 months ago or so, we jumped over to 100 active homes. And we've been just under 100 for quite a while now. And I just checked, we were 107 active homes now. Don't get excited. Okay. We should be 160, 165, somewhere in a normal month. But right now we're at 107. We haven't been over 107 for quite a while.
Yeah. So we were like hovering around like 65.
Oh, yeah. That was for a while.
It was anemic.
Yeah.
So
Now, for the last 6-8 months, we've been in the 80s and 90s, so we've been up there. And like I say, we're still at half of what we should be.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a little, we're over that now. We've jumped up some.
yeah.
So,
But I'll tell you, we were in a meeting on Thursday, and the realtors say, if you have anything new coming on, explain it now, and then they go to what is on the market right now. I almost think that there were more realtors standing up telling us what was coming on the market than there were the people who were saying what was on the market. We had so many people saying, you know what, house.
coming up.
Yep. So I do think that we're seeing a faster market now for you guys more to choose from, which is always a good thing, right?
Yeah, those 2 listings I just talked about were both in preview, so they're not counted
not
in
yet.
that active
There you go.
listing.
See, you have
so
2
they're
more,
both-
right? Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, so that's good.
Okay.
All right,
So
so
condos.
we're condos. Condos are slightly under what sold last year. We're at 8.5% under what we sold in the number of condos sold.
Okay.
So we have seen a little bit of slowing in the condo market. We've been
have.
talking about this for a while. It went flat last year, and we're looking at, when I look at the actual price of it, we are looking at the prices up 5.5%. So we are down in the number of sales by 8.5%, and we're up in the price by 5.5%. So that's an interesting number.
Yeah.
Usually it's kind of reversed.
Yeah,
right?
usually when there's going slow, it goes down.
Yeah. So the median price right now for a condo is $612. So both of our condos are close
that.
to that.
Yeah, mine's $635.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
right
okay.
around there.
Yeah.
What is yours? 2 bedroom?
Yep, 2 bedroom, 2 bath.
Mine's one.
Yeah.
So-
but you're like 28 steps from the
28
ocean.
steps to the sand. So,
That's the price differential, just so
Yeah.
you know. Mine is a great elevation. It's
Yeah.
great. It's like so nice and cool during the winter, the summertime.
What's the square footage? You remember?
908.
900, yeah.
What's yours?
Oh, I'm at 900 actually.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
So
it's one of those deluxe
apples to
models over
apples.
there.
Yeah, okay.
So, but the second
But you have the
bedroom's-
oceanfront pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
sorry.
got the ocean. I do have a pool, but not the oceanfront pool. But I got a good pool with a sunset.
All right, I'm jumping into the median price on home. So the median
Okay.
price on home, if you guys follow our third Thursday, the TTT that Julie does on
Zoom.
On Zoom.
Yeah, and they put that on YouTube.
Put that on YouTube. So we were at 1.5 million was a median price. It actually dropped by the end of the month to 1.475
Okay.
is a median price in Kona,
Okay.
compared to 1.277 a year ago. So that's a 15% increase in median home price.
But you know what? Though, I swear to God, there are so many people putting $2 million houses on the market right now.
We've had that
I
conversation.
know, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and so I haven't run it this month. I didn't run that number. We ran it last month. We were 31 homes under $1 million from the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, so
31.
31 homes
Under
that
a
are
million.
sold under $1 million
Yeah.
for the year. Yeah.
Okay. So there's just seems, and again, I would like to say,
Yeah.
who's selling these $2 million
Who's
houses?
selling?
Are
Yeah.
these investors, right? Who are like, I'm done. Or maybe they took a house, they made it pretty, and then they're selling it for more.
I'm
because they
still,
had
the
to make it a
buyers
house.
I'm seeing are still, my particular clients, I can only speak of mine, have been people that are buying that are going to retire here, going to do something here in the future. So
Okay.
it's not an investor buying a property to flip. At least that's what they're conveying to us. So
Yeah.
they're doing rentals, and really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe just people have more money to spend. They're selling their houses for top dollar in the mainland.
Yeah.
And they come here, and then they're looking for a higher level, and I don't know. But it's interesting that, some of the houses in South Kona, they're starting at 2.25 now.
I know.
So,
But
anyway.
every day it amazes me. 1.475 for median price for a home in Kona, and this is a trend. This isn't like we got a crazy month, right?
Right,
It
no,
just
this
keeps
is
going
heavily up and up and up.
so.
And then as Lance likes always to point out, that if you wait, especially now that you think you're waiting for interest rates to drop, which it doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon, the prices just continue to jump. Yeah.
It does, and I don't say this like proudly because it's hard. A lot of people are priced out of the market, and it's tough seeing these numbers. It's not like a great thing. It's tough for people to come in at this point, but. How many times last year did we have people calling us and say, I think the price is going down. I got a brother in the mortgage, or I got a brother that's a realtor, uncle or aunt or somebody like that, and they think, or they're reading too many newspapers that it's going to crash. This is 2008 all over again, and here we are. It's
just keeps.
if you had bought it last year, the same home would have been 1.277, and it's 1.4, so it went up $200,000.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I guess the moral of the story is you just got to do it when you're ready to do it.
Right.
So if it's not the right time for you, it's
I
not.
asked in my group, what are
go
you
ahead.
most afraid of buying a house in Hawaii right now, and somebody says I'm worried about buying at the top of the market, how would you answer that? It just
I am
keeps
too.
going up.
I mean, yeah, I don't, I honestly would have thought that in 2021, 2022, when it just went off the charts, that was going to be like the top of the market when people got off of the
interest rates.
We had the hangover from the, from COVID coming down, things like that it would have mellowed out, and it's not. I got a second opinion on that because I've been doing, I hit my 20 years as a realtor right here in KAILUA-KONA. 20 years. So we've always been undervalued here in Kona.
Oh, that's probably true.
And so I think the world has found out about us.
Yeah.
Because it just hasn't stopped. We've actually surpassed the medium home price in most of the places in Honolulu. And stuff.
Yeah. In fact, I had a person
Kona,
say that they love Kauai,
Uh-huh.
but they just can't afford to live there.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like settling for Big Island, but they can afford to live here versus that they couldn't get the dream of
And
living.
they don't get it because you and I,
They're totally different feeling.
we did all the islands, before we came here, and this is not settling.
I know. I know.
This is the place. Trust me. I love all the islands. Don't if I'm offending anybody from Kauai or Maui, but there is no better island than the Big Island. So, and that's a fact. We had our choice. We lived in Kailua and Oahu. We could have picked any island we wanted to go to, and we picked the Big Island.
There you go. And you know what? I just talked to another buyer today. They said that they used to go vacationing all the time in Maui, and they came here, and then they said once we found Big Island, we never went back to Maui, and now they want to buy a house here.
Yep.
So I think it's like when you know experience. When you get here, you say, you know what, this is a nice pace of life.
Just the whole package.
Yeah, it's everything.
Maui's got a better beach. You know what? We got some pretty good beaches. It's about the length of the whole island of Maui and Molokai put together to get there, but it's okay. We're on the same island.
Yeah.
We can drive.
Yeah.
You don't get island fever as much. You can get on the road and go.
Right.
So,
and our whole island doesn't feel like Newport Beach either.
Yeah. We're not an extension of California.
Right.
But we're not an extension. It's different here on the Big Island.
Yep.
So, without a doubt.
And in fact, speaking of different on the Big Island, these numbers are not much different than the other islands either.
No,
I mean, like, this is
our
like...
numbers are higher than, but I mean, here's the big thing, right? A lot of people may or may not know that you can take all the islands together and put them on the Big Island, and you still got land left over. So when you hear the median price on the Big Island, I think for the whole island is
like $500,000, something crazy.
It is, yeah. It is. Where did I go with that? $587 for residential. $587 for the entire island. So it's different. You're taking all the islands combined, and you're doing it. So if you want to look at just North Kona here, North and South Kona are bigger than any of the other islands. Period.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. You mean like South Kona all the way down to Ocean View Estates?
3738.
Okay.
No, that's 39.
Okay.
So it's 37 is North Kona, 38 is South Kona. So 3738 is bigger than any of the other islands. So a lot of people don't realize that.
I didn't realize that.
So when I talk about this thing and people say, "Oh, you're just a little neighborhood," no, we're bigger than that. Than the other islands.
Yeah, and we have 30,000 people that live in Kona proper, and probably a good 10,000 that live in South Kona. So we probably have at least 45,000 people between North and South, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think so.
And then people in like the Bay Area. Shut up! We have 4.1 million, and they go.
And that's why I'm here.
That's the selling point of this island.
So, we always talk about absorption rate.
Yep.
So we're going to speak on absorption rate. I just got the round numbers for Kona itself. So if you're new, absorption rate, it's a number with how much is available, how much is in escrow, and what's been sold recently. So absorption rate from 15 to 20% is a fair market for both sides. Below 15% absorption rate is a buyer's market. I'm sorry. Below 15% buyer's market. Above 20% is a seller's market. For years we ran at 20-21, so it was always a little bit in the favor of the seller. We have been in the last few years way up into the 60s, 80s, 90%.
Like here's seller.
Yeah. There's something unheard of, the absorption rate. So we are coming back downward to 29.95. So call it 30% absorption rate. So it's still a huge seller's market, but not like it was 2 years ago or 3
Right.
years
In
ago.
fact,
So-
we were talking to these people today who wanted to make an offer, and they said, "Do we need to like make an offer like immediately?" I'm like, "Oh no, you got some time. I mean, it's not cranking that fast anymore." And they said when they bought their house in on the mainland that was a 2022 run up of like everyone had to throw their offer in
Yeah.
without even getting
Yeah,
a chance to see
immediately.
anything, and they just had to have it. At least this market gives you a chance to breathe and think. I think that's what's nice about this market.
Here you go. Lead me into my next one.
Oh, Lord.
Right? This isn't planned either. So we're looking at condo median days on the market for condos, 25 days median days on the market. So you got 3 weeks is the median. Of course, if it's a smoking deal, don't wait.
Yeah.
But we love that you have time to look, and we can get out there. We can film it for you. We can do our thing and give you some good comps. And comps actually mean something.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. And with the way that the condo market is going right now, like you said, the stuff that's on fire sells quick. But the stuff it's kind of like maybe you can make a little bit of a deal, a offer thing going on.
Yeah,
know?
what I'm seeing now is not so much the price as it is the if it's something special about it, right? So if it's on the ocean, if it's ocean front, if it's got some feature that makes it different than others,
Low price.
Price has an effect too.
Yeah.
But it just seems to be moving the things that you don't have. I think there was 90 condos available right now,
Yep.
too. So
Yeah.
if it's something different that stands out from the others, they're going quick.
Like 28 steps from the ocean. But I got a
I'm
really
hoping
great
that
view.
So the median days on the market. Speaking of, we just said that. I'm sorry. The median sale to original price is 97.4% on condos.
That's probably what you said last month.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
been up
Okay,
there.
yeah,
Been
yeah.
around that. Yeah.
So it's, but when we were doing our update with Amber, it was 95% in Hilo. So, I think that consistently we have not really dropped much below 97% for
Yeah. Yeah.
forever.
We've been, yeah.
Yeah. I
for
mean,
a
there's
long
always someone looking for a house in Hawaii here on our side of the island. So, yeah. Okay. What else, Kat?
Homes. Let's jump into homes.
Okay, single family homes.
Single family homes. Median days on the market 17. Average 50. The highest was 216 days on the market. So
Wow.
we always talk about median, 17 days. The sale to original price 97.4%. Same story there, you
Yep.
know. So that's an
Yep.
important number there.
Yep.
Interesting on this, of the 36 that sold last month, 22 were conventional, 14 were cash. We had no 1031s.
Yeah, there we go. I'll tell you guys nationally, my guy over at Altos Research is saying that there's a surge in new homes coming on the market across the country right now, the spring home buyer market and everything else. And he says naturally, what normally happens is the more houses that get put on the market, the prices soften. And so what he's seeing is there's a little softening, but again, there's just not enough homes for everybody who wants one, which is constantly keeping that price up. And if you guys were watching the news this week, the inflation rate is like 3%. It was 3.5 or something. It's like been going up like every month since January. And we're not getting quite a hold of the inflation aspect of it. And housing is not helping because there's just so much of a demand that, right?
Oh, and I thought it was just me. I was watching the news last night, and they interviewed somebody. They're like, "Yeah, when was it $30 for a couple to go through a fast food restaurant in the drive-thru?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I thought that was just me over here in Hawaii."
Because we do that all the time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I stopped. I used to, it was nice. You could pull in and just if you're on the run and on the go and you just needed food in your stomach, you could pop in there. It makes sense. If you're spending $30 for a couple to go have a drive-through meal, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They were talking like the inflation rate, I think, on that was 5.5%, and the inflation rate on groceries was 1.2%.
Oh, really?
So just go to the store and buy a steak and
get this, because
broccoli.
there's a young
and-
person that's now making $16.75 an
20
hour.
20 an hour in California, right?
In California, because here it's like $16.50. They can't get enough people. Again, they're talking about the labor numbers.
Yeah.
That it's like everyone has a job. It's like all maybe, but I'm gonna tell you, there's jobs wanting down here for $16.75 an hour,
Crazy.
because it's just been difficult to get young people to be able to live here.
Yeah.
And so that's the
So
thing.
they're gone.
So
the price, everybody's priced out of paradise, and we're feeling the effects of that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and I still see the line. I mean, I come out of Target, and the line for that McDonald's, it's like, I don't feel like cooking. I'll go ahead and pay a stupid amount.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm beat up. I've been shopping for an hour, and I'm headed out. I'll just go through the drive-thru. Oh no, there's 10 cars in there. I'm not. And they're not the quickest.
yeah,
over
I know.
there.
And I'm telling my
That's
daughter who loves like a fast food, I'm like, I'll learn how to make something at home.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive. So.
Yeah, totally.
So anyway,
all right.
sorry, we're just always kind of running around.
Yeah, we're always going. I think
experiences.
we hit all the numbers, right?
Yeah.
We got
We got
24%.
sales, we got median price, we've got
Yep.
homes
we
and
got
condos
absorption rate.
and- yeah,
We're
yeah.
good there.
Okay, so then with all these numbers, we
Yeah.
always go back to what does this mean for the people who are watching the show? What do you think?
Interesting take that I was telling my wife as I left tonight. I said, you know what? We got these two houses that came. One came on the market, $810,000. I said I got two homes under $800. We're offering a $15,000 credit on that home
Nice.
at closing,
Uh-huh.
and that credit is for bathroom repairs.
Oh, okay.
And it's fine, but it needs to be done. So, it came out on preview this morning. One of a handful of homes under $1 million here in Kona. I haven't had a call on it yet today. So, you guys, we got to remember this next month when we talk, because I got two theories on this. Actually, I got one theory. I think
I got a big theory. What do you think it is?
Here's what I think is, we changed the MLS changed, and the MLS search pattern changed. So now when I do a search, because I called them, I know this for personally, because I call them up. Why isn't my home on the hot sheet, or when I search this search?
Oh, wow.
And they're like, well, look, because I've always searched when there's only 80, 90 homes. Again, they're up to 107 today. But when there's only 80 or 90 homes on the market, my default search, it comes out by price. Okay.
Yep.
So I know I got a client that wants under $1 million. Boom. I don't go through and put in all the minimum bedrooms and everything else that you need. I know that I can find 10 homes under $1 million, and then I'm done, right?
Okay.
And so when I do that search, mine didn't come up. Like, why isn't mine there? So the new MLS, it will do all of the actives, and then it will do the previews on the next page.
Oh.
So people are missing it. Seasoned people, like me.
Okay, I might
So-
miss that too.
Yeah,
But you know what the
so-
thing I'm looking at? It has a little bit of preview. It has a little bit of what's active. It's a little sold.
That's on the hot sheet. But
Right.
when you do a search,
Yeah.
it's on
the bottom part.
It's separated.
Oh,
So
interesting.
even though your search is by price, they're separating it by the where it's at.
Okay.
Is it active? Is it contingent? Is it whatever? And that is I'm gonna ask them to put in a ticket for that, because
Just to see.
I think and here's gonna be the big deal. I'm gonna go live on one of them tomorrow.
Oh, good. Okay.
So if my phone rings off the hook tomorrow and it didn't ring today,
then you got it.
my theory.
Okay, can I hear my theory?
Yeah.
Okay,
go.
$800,000 houses are kind of like the starter homes in Kona. $800,000 homes with 20% down maybe, and with the interest rates are right now, still puts you at $5,000 a month to live here. And those starter homes are for people who are just starting out. How the heck are they making $5,000 a month to pay for their mortgage?
Or not.
That's just it.
Yeah.
So I think it's an affordability problem.
So it would have to be a hui, if anybody knows what that is. On
Yeah.
our watchers,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
people
but-
getting
but
together to be
couple
able to
of
buy
family,
it.
multi-generational.
and then do those homes have the opportunity?
The one that I'm coming with live tomorrow does have that opportunity.
Okay.
So it's 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths upstairs, and then it's a half bath downstairs. But it's got a 2-car garage. It can be converted, and it's a big enough lot and parcel that you can park 5 cars in the front.
Oh,
of the
there we go.
house.
Okay.
So
okay.
so you could
could
do that.
kind of remodel
There's
it,
no
right?
street parking, but there you could do that.
Okay.
And so if you had multi-generational
Then you can build it.
moving, you could afford it and do it. And I hate to see that. I remember back in back in the 90s when I saw families, 6 people moving into a 2-bedroom condo in a high-rise in Honolulu. That was when it took. It took mom and dad, and then the kids with their kids
Yep.
to be able to afford it. So you had all these people living in there. So It's not good to see that. It's not what we want to see, but
No.
we're just here to deliver the
But the good news is, I'm going to give you some good news.
Yeah.
Is the fact that we did we went to the mayor's luncheon.
Oh,
Last
yeah.
week.
How was that?
That was good. And they were talking about the fact that they are building, finally, apartments
Yeah,
and
lots
some
of
different kinds
affordable
of, like, a lot
housing,
of
yeah.
affordable housing. They're building condos in Waikoloa Village. They've got some new houses slated, like 500 new houses slated near Palamanui College. And they're trying to build more, like, smaller homes, like 1,200 square foot homes. The people, the kind of homes people can actually afford.
Yeah.
Right? Because
That's
most
awesome.
of us don't need 2,000 square feet. And if you just want to get into the market, you certainly don't need 2,000 feet. You're just trying to get in. And
No.
that's a piece of the market that's been missing for a long time. So they are actually going to try and build those kinds of houses, and having the ability for young people to actually get into apartments. And they've got low income, median low income, and like not making a lot of money income. So it's like they're going to try and hit all those 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're called ALICE, Asset Limited Income something.
It's a formula they
use.
use.
The people who
to
actually
come
are
in.
working here, they're having a hard time making ends meet. That's the housing. And so that way, at least, people can live in a house that they can actually start saving money to be able to have a down payment.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it gives some, other people a chance to say, okay, I'm going to move out of my house because my kid now has a place that they can go and afford on their own, right?
Yeah.
And then that way they can go, and then they open up more inventory for people.
And
So-
I've been preaching this for so long because I think I mean, here's a natural progression that we all made. I believe I did. I get tired of mom and dad telling me to pick up my clothes off the ground and do this and do that, and cut the grass and everything else. I'm like, you know what? It's my life, my time. I'm 18. I'm getting my own place. So I go out and I rent an apartment, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm 6-8 months in an apartment, maybe a year, and all of a sudden the resident manager is saying you can't back into a parking spot. You got to take that towel off of the lanai. You can't leave your surfboard out there or your bicycle. And so you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm done with my parents. I'm done with them. I'm going to go buy a house, and it's going to be a starter home, right? And we haven't had that progression. It's been taken
Yeah.
away from us.
Yeah.
So we need that, and that's what
Wow.
you need the drive, the incentive to get out there and say,
Yep.
I'm going to make it work.
Right.
I bought a bag of Starbucks coffee this big for $13 at Costco the other day.
What?
And I'm like, these people are going in and paying that for 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact,
And I
my
might
cousins,
say-
my cousins are visiting right now, and they were just at a place that was charging $7 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, $13.50 or $13.44 or something for the big bag of coffee at Costco, and I'm like, that's what you got to do. You know what? What's funny is because I kind of understood it, right? People said, well, it's experience. I go into Starbucks, I hang out there, I go on my computer, I got my feet up on a chair, whatever. You know what? They don't do that anymore. They order on their app and they go to the drive-thru and
That's
pick
exactly
it up.
it, yeah.
And so there is no more of that because I would argue the point. Like, I mean, I like to, when I go to another town or another place, I like to go to a local bar and have a beer and sit at the bar and have the atmosphere.
Right.
I don't go to that bar and order a 6-pack, a beer, and then take it home. You guys know I like my beer, so.
Yeah. Even though I'm forcing them to drink pina coladas
Yeah, I'm drinking
tonight.
pina coladas. These are very good, so thank you. But anyway, so it's that whole thing. I don't get it, and that's what they need to do. They need to stop spending that $7, $8, $9 on that. They need to pick up a bag. It's the same coffee. Grind it at home. Make it. Guarantee you, one bag and one coffee pot and one grinder, you have probably a year's worth of coffee that you could drink just in that one amount you spent,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I used to go
crazy.
to Starbucks twice a week to go. I'd have my cup of coffee at 6 o'clock.
Sorry,
in the morning.
Starbucks, I'm not picking
Sorry.
on you.
And then I would go down to the gym with my
Maybe.
my Starbucks coffee, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I think back then it was like, I don't know, let's say $3.85, $4 for an Americano, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was paying, let's say, $8 a week on coffee, right? And then I kind of changed my pattern and stopped drinking coffee before I went to the gym. And then I started going, you know what? I got a French press and I started making it at home, right?
Yeah.
I kind of miss running to a coffee shop, but I have to say I'm not spending as much money on coffee anymore, and I can use that money now to, like, when I want to go out for dinner,
Yeah.
to be able to do something nice.
Yep.
Where the coffee thing just became a grab and go experience that now I can say, you know what, I can get Pete's, but I like Pete's better.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, I think in America right now, because of the way the inflation aspect is going, that it reminds me of, like, the downturn in 2008 where you have to get a little bit creative about how you're going to save a couple bucks here and there.
Yeah.
But I think that's what the Fed wants us to do, right? I mean, I went to Paris 3 years ago. Am I going anywhere this summer? Maybe I'll go to Oahu.
Yeah.
So the Fed, thank you.
I stopped going to the fast food places for the majority of. I mean,
Yeah.
my fast food experience has been dropped in 1/10 of what it used to be.
Ah.
I mean,
You look better,
I love the taco. I love Taco Bell. I used to go through there. I'd order the 10-pack. I'd go into the office and share it with everybody, you know, and that kind of thing. And it's like those days are gone, man. It's like $20-something for a 10-pack now.
Yeah, wow. Really?
You know, it's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yep. So, anyway.
You know what? It's funny that you and I know that something's changing
we
when
getting
you and
old?
I were getting this like this because we weren't like this. We've been doing this show for, I don't know, 5 years or whatever. We've never gotten down to the old, I can't go to fast food anymore. I'm not drinking coffee. So, but the good news is that I'd like to believe that they say stay alive till 25. So let's see how that goes. But people continue to buy houses here. So at least we're still employed. That's always a good day. And thanks to you guys for reaching out and asking us for the business. But Eric, is there anybody over on the
Nope,
land?
we're all good.
Yep. So I will let you guys go. We always like to have a little banter here. But the sun is actually setting on a kind of a cloudy day. In fact, it was snowing on Mauna Kea
Cruise ships
today.
out there too. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So it was just kind of like one of those days.
What is this? April what? 12th? April 12th, and it's snowing
on Mauna Kea, which is kind of interesting. But I did see a couple whales spouting.
Oh, nice.
Yesterday.
Very cool.
So it's a slow march into summer.
Transitioning.
There we go.
And there's a transitioning cruise ship because it shouldn't be here on a Friday.
That's right.
So we have the.
But we shouldn't be here on a Friday either.
No issue, but
right.
but for
but
that
here we go. We got to do it. So happy Aloha Friday. We'll see you guys with Lance. Hopefully the first week of May. And we'll bring you guys the information about what's going on with the housing market. So thank you. And if you guys want to get into the group where people are on the live side, go to 365 Hawaii Living and go to the Join the Ohana. And like Lance and I were talking about, we love realtors, all realtors. We just would like to have you not have one before you join our group.
Yep.
We have 5 or 6 amazing partners that cover the whole island. So
if you don't like me, call Julie and say, you know what, Lance isn't the fit for me. Can you get me Delaney or Amber or somebody else? And same thing. Even if you don't like Julie, you can call Julie and say, Julie,
set me up with somebody else.
Set me up with somebody else.
Someone said that.
Clicking.
They actually said that. They're like, you know what? You look like you're really busy, so can you give me one of your partners? I'm like, well, if that's what you want, fine. And then they were happier and crap to get the referral. So we have really good people.
With my wife, people call me and say, you know what? My wife and I work as a team. And they said, you know what? We just want to deal with you. And my wife's awesome, but she's on it. So this is and they've called her and they wanted to deal with her, not me.
There you go.
So it's okay.
Right.
Call Julie. Right. Say, Julie, it does not work. Give me one of your other partners.
Right. And you know what? That's why I have a variety of different personalities and people in this group. Yeah. So we will say aloha, and you guys have a great weekend ahead, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys.
Aloha.